My name is Kris Jones. I am an assistant professor educator of information systems here at the University of Cincinnati in the Linder College of Business. I also serve as the academic director for the MS Information Systems graduate program. So with that being said, I lead a lot of how is our graduate student experience going to be as they come through the IS program, help them from a support level, and really just make sure that they have the best opportunities once they graduate going forward. I loved going to school, and my mom was a teacher. It's funny because I'm a third generation educator, with my grandfather being the first Black president of the Board of Education for Princeton City School Districts. My mom is a special education teacher for 25 years, then did another 15 years as an administrator for Northwest Schools. So it's always been in my blood of being an educator and really knowing the power of what knowledge can do for you. I ended up coming to being a staff member here at the University of Cincinnati and had the opportunity to really learn more about the graduate programs that we had. And I originally thought I was going to be an MBA, right? It's like, hey, Master Business Administration, more generalist and do everything. But I was like, I really like this tech thing that I'm doing, and I really like business. I didn't want to go to computer science. I wasn't hardcore into programming or algorithms or really advanced stuff. I didn't really want to be support desk or, do cybersecurity or anything at the time with the School of IT or anything, but there was always that entrepreneurship in business, and I loved that startup ecosystem as well. But it got to the point where it's like, you know what, let me just talk to a couple of the faculty members as I'm walking in the halls and got to meet them. And I met one professor in particular, Professor Rob Roki, and he came up to me and he was like, you have too much of this technical acumen. Why not check out the MSIS program, the Masters of Science in Information Systems? As I learned more for it, I was like, okay, they're teaching web development. This is exactly what I need to do. They're teaching me object-oriented programming. I've only heard these terms a whole lot, have no idea what this meant. Teaching me database design, system analysis, process modeling. And for me, it was just hitting all the boxes that I felt like I can do these things, but I don't know really how to do those things. I made the decision to say, you know what, I'm gonna work full time and jump right into this program. Now the program was for about a year long. Well, I take about a year of actual lectures and classes, and then another 6 months of doing some type of professional experience, internship or co-op. Proud to say it took me 4 years to complete the thing. I did not really go as planned, right? I wasn't one of exactly the traditionals that came right out of grad school or right out of undergrad and went into it. I had a real life. I was in the process of getting married to my high school sweetheart. We got married when I first started the program. A couple years later, I'm still in the program and trying to make ends meet, working full time, 40 plus hours a week, running a program here, trying to be a good newlywed, good husband and so forth. And then we end up having a baby. And so with that too, it's like, okay, now maybe I'm gonna take a little bit of time off. So I end up taking about a good 6 months to 9 month hiatus where I just really focused on getting my family in order, right? Focused on how do I retrain myself on the lack of sleep and still working a full-time job, as well as raising a baby and being present with my family, which was really important. So it was a whole lesson of time management. Even in my job at the current point, every class that I took was making me better as a professional. When you're thinking about coming back, especially as a non-traditional student, but I even throw that out. What is a traditional student these days, right? You have to do it and be motivated from yourself. Why do you want to come back here? What do you want to achieve with it? Having that goal and that purpose is something that I want everybody to think about. And then what I always say too is when you're getting started is like, okay, maybe I've got a goal and purpose, but I'm still not sure if I'm ready to make that commitment, right? Because it costs money, it costs time, it's time away from our families. Nobody wants to be doing homework or watching videos late at night after you've worked 40 plus hours, but it's get to the point where maybe reach out to the programs, right? I will have anybody that reaches out to me, you're more than welcome to sit in one of my classes, whether it's a virtual class and you can see things, or whether it's an in-person class. Come see what it's like. What is the workload like? I always encourage you to talk to other students. I'm happy to refer you to other students as well, so you can see what that experience is like. And then I always say too, I like to have an open door. I give everybody at least 15 minutes where we can say, what drives you to IS? What you're in MBA, or you're not even decided which one you want to do, right? Figure out what you want to do and start figuring out what is it that you want to get out of the program, and then start reaching out with people, sit in a class, figure out, what is the type of support for me? Do they have multi-modalities, meaning can I go online? If I am an online student, can I come in for one of those speaker events and so forth? Can I ever sit in on a class in person? Can I interact and communicate with people? So figure out how you can find your tribe or your community within here, and then get started, right? Start small, build up to the point where, hey, you know, I've taken enough classes, maybe now I want to fully declare this particular program or this particular graduate certificate. I guess the final thing I'll say is, don't count yourself out. Even taking a lot of classes online, I still went to graduation. I didn't want to walk, but my wife was very encouraged. She's like, you put 4 years of effort and how much money and everything into this. Parents didn't pay for this, I paid for it. It was worth going through that satisfaction and knowing that I could walk, right? And have people be there to celebrate me was pretty cool too.